Yo, what is up? This is RizzyPOW, and we are here with Week 10 of the MPL. So, as you can tell, I'm starting off my video a bit differently with like a team preview in this fashion, just because I usually spend about 5 to 8 minutes in the beginning of my normal video just talking about my team, and I feel this way would be a bit more different, more interesting, so you guys can see exactly what I am bringing. So if you guys want to skip this part, just go and look in the description, and there will be the time where you can skip to the actual battle. So this week is week 10 of the MPL. We're going to be going up against IPA and the Colombus Blue Stripes. So I'm going to read off his roster right here. Suicune, Victini, Lucario, Megaladias, Diggersby, Garchomp, Galvantula, Clefable, Umbreon, Venomoth, and Salamence. So IPA is a very, very threatening team, and we're gonna have to. He has a lot of threats for us. Just like, you know, Victini and Lucario can really mess me up, especially like a mixed Victini and or even a mixed Lucario, or even if his Lucario gets a Swords Dance up, that can really not be too good for me. So the first Pokemon I decided to bring this week is going to be my Mega Slowbro. I brought Mega Slowbro, and originally I actually ran a Modest Nature. Instead of Trick Room over there, I decided to run Grass Knot. And the reason was that because with Grass Knot, with that Modest Nature and a bit of EVs in my special attack, I could actually 2-hit KO the Suicune. But I decided to end up not doing that just because I really expected IPA not to be bringing that Suicune, just because my team did really well against it. So, and even if he did bring Suicune, I do have answers for it, so I just felt there's not much of a reason for me to do that. Now, Alzheimer's right here, I decided to actually run a Calm Nature on my Alzheimer's and put all those special attack EVs into special defense. Now this allowed me to take a Grass Knot from a Life Orb Victini a lot better. I really expected IPA to be bringing a mixed Life Orb Victini with either, you know, V-Create, Bull Strike, and what is it, Grass Knot or Energy Ball, and I could take a Grass Knot and it would only do about 48% to me with my investment. So if he was actually Life Orb, I could actually just you know, slack off, stall him while he loses all that Life Orb damage, and I mean, he wouldn't be able to get, mess me up unless he gets a crit. That would kind of but yeah, that's it for Alzheimer's right here, except I ran Trick Room because I knew I could potentially sweep with my Aggron late game if I set up a Trick Room. So that's my reasoning for having Trick Room. Now my next Pokemon is my Anaconda. I ran Timid, pretty much max speed and max special attack on it. Maybe a little bit of HP investment just so I could be able to outspeed his Megaladias. I ran Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, Leech Seed, and Taunt. So I also was really thinking of me bringing an AV set with Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, Miracle, and HP Fire. I ended up going against that just because I really wanted the leftovers health coming back to me, so either his like Lucario could not just revenge kill me with E-Speed, and I also wanted to have Taunt for, you know, either his Umbreon or his Clefable. I know his Clefable, I didn't want that thing getting rocks up on me as I switch out off it or something like that. I knew his Clefable was probably going to be coming this week just because, you know, it's unaware and it's really good against my Anaconda right over here. And yeah, I actually decided to run Leech Seed. I really was thinking about running Miracle instead of Leech Seed, and that might have actually helped me a little bit more in the match. I ran Leech Seed instead just because, especially for his Clefable, I really wanted to get some health back while him losing some health and be able to do some damage on him with Leaf Storm at the same time, even though he was unaware. I felt I could take him on, unless, even if he had Fire Blast. Well, it depends if he had Fire Blast or not. If he had Fire Blast, I really wish I would have run a Miracle for that. Also, by the way, these battles with IPA or my opponent are going to be before the actual match happens, these previews. Unfortunately, I've already had my match with IPA just because I didn't have a mic at that time, or I didn't have this mic at that time where I could record this part, but usually these parts are going to be before I battle my opponent. So Superior, that's it for Superior. I'm now going to move on to my fortress. I ran a specially defensive fortress this week to be able to better handle his Suicune and his and also that Megalodios, including also the Clefable, unless the Clefable decide to run Fire Blast. Now, I ran a Custap Berry this week because having a Custap Berry, I could imagine this thing getting one-hit KO'd and going down to 30 pretty easily. You know, with his Megalodios could have HP Fire, his Victini could have V-Create, and I thought I brought Pain Split, Spikes, Explosion, and Rapid Spin. Now I got a Custap Berry, Pain Split was going to be really good. Spikes for Hazard Stack, his only defogger is that Megalodios, so I have to be careful about that. And he has Explosion and Rapid Spin. You know, a Custap Berry Explosion is always a thing, and that's going to be it for Fortress right over here. Next Pokemon I brought was an Adamant Choice Banded Aggron. He has Head Smash too, so that Head Smash is going to hit like a what did I say? It's going to be hitting like a truck. His only switch in for this thing is really his Garchomp, and I do have Ice Punch, so I can predict the switch if I really want to. Although I can't really imagine me using this thing until more late game, just because I don't want him to be taking any Rough Skin Rocky Helmet damage from a potentially defensive Garchomp, and I really think he's going to be bringing Rough Skin Rocky Helmet this week. So my next Pokemon is going to be a Sash Lead Mamoswine. I know my win conditions, by the way, are probably Superior and Aggron. Those are my main win conditions, although Mamoswine can do a ton of work to his team. My opponent really does have a ton of ice weaknesses, so I ran Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, and Stealth Rocks. Again, Stealth Rocks is there because I want to start hazard attacking my opponent, especially for that Clefable could really help against. And so I got Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Stealth Rock. Sorry, I just repeated that. But you know, the first three moves are pretty self-explanatory, and I also ran Stealth Rocks there. I really expected him to have like maybe a lead Garchomp, and so I could just start off with this thing and you'd probably switch out on me as I get up rocks. So, oops, sorry about that. My next Pokemon right here is my Bold Max Defense, Max Special Defense, and I have like 4 in my HP, and this is my Chansey, Sunny Side. So I decided to bring a Cleric Chansey this week with Wish, Seismic Toss, Protect, and Heal Bell. Now, this thing I really wanted to heal up things such as Aggron and Superior because I knew they were probably my win conditions, and even potentially my Mamoswine. So that's gonna be the team I am bringing against IPA this week. Now, there are some Pokemon I really wanted to bring, but just did not have enough room for them, or just didn't have them, because I have 12 Pokemon to choose from. My team I have a ton. I was really thinking about bringing Crocodile. I really was. Especially a Scarf Crocodile, and I could have Pursuit Trap Pokemon such as Victini, or that I could have also Pursuit Trapped his Megalodios. So that was always an option. I was also thinking about bringing an AV Seismitoad. In the end, I did not bring it because it just did not have enough power in it, so I just did not bring it. It was mostly there for his Victini, but in the end, Slowbro will be able to handle Victini, I'm pretty sure. And Seismitoad would only take about 50% from a Grass Knot from a Victini, and I could proceed to take it out with like an Earthquake or something like that. And that's why I wanted to bring it an AV Seismitoad. Another Pokemon would be Zapdos. Zapdos would mostly be there for his Lucario, but he could also run Ice Punch on his Lucario, so that would end up not being too good for me. So I just ended up not bringing that one. And I think that is going to be it. We're going to move on to the actual match, so I'll see you there. Alright, we are here with the actual match against IPA. So he brought up a lot of the threats I thought he was going to bring, such as that Victini, Garchomp, and the Clefable. I wasn't sure he was going to bring Diggersby. I really expected him to bring Lucario instead, and I was iffy about the Umbreon, and I was really happy that he actually brought Sticky Web against me, this Galvantula. When I first saw this team, I was really like, is he really bringing Sticky Web against me? Maybe that's just an offensive Galvantula, because offensive Galvantula can do a bit of work to my team. Maybe he's just not running any Sticky Web on it, just because Sticky Web actually kind of can help me out. My team is relatively slow, so I wasn't sure he was actually going to be bringing Sticky Web on me. So, you know, I have a semi-Trick Room team, and I also contrary on my Superior, so I get the +1 from the Sticky Web, so I was actually pretty happy about that if he did bring Sticky Web. But let's just start this game right over here. If he does get Sticky Web, it looks like Superior can actually sweep his team. Besides that Clefable, and I can work around the Clefable with Superior with the Taunt, Leech Seed shenanigans that I got. So I'm going to lead off on my Mamoswine just because I really expected, in my preparation, I really expected me to, him to lead off with the Garchomp. And it was really early in the morning. I know that's not an excuse at all, but it's just what I had expected. I don't know why. I don't know, I really should have not done that and taken Energy Ball. Right when I saw this Galvantula, I should have probably switched out right away. I just wanted my rocks up, and that was probably not the best play. Should have actually switched out my Fortress to start getting spikes off, because even though I'm going to be going for some seismic tosses, it's not going to be too beneficial for me, because after he gets a Sticky Web up, he has no reason to stay in, and he's going to be able to switch out into that Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin Garchomp. I know I'm getting a bit ahead of myself in the game right here, but yeah, you can see me going for them seismic tosses. He is a Life Orb Galvantula, which is pretty interesting that he did not want to run the Focus Ash this week. I guess because I'm more of a bulky team, he thought he might not end up using it. So also another thing I could have gone first turn was just gone for the Earthquake. I was really considering that, maybe just me losing my Sash and going for Earthquake, but I actually wanted him to end up setting up Sticky Web, so I wasn't sure about that. So yeah, I get damage from that Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, and my Chansey is getting worn down right over here, which is really unfortunate, especially because that is my Cleric. So Whiteout's going to be right over here with that 1 HP. I'm really expecting to set up rocks right here, and he actually just goes for the Dragon Tail, and that's going to take my Whiteout out, unfortunately. I really expected to go for the Dragon Tail, that's why I switch it. No, the Stealth Rocks. That's why I switch it in to get a free switch into it. Could have gone for Ice Skull Crash or Ice Shard, but unfortunately that was not the case. So I'm gonna go on my Fortress. He goes for Earthquake. He actually gets a crit. And now let me tell you how much this matters. This kind of matters a lot actually, because I go for spikes right here. If he didn't get the crit, he would have gone for another EQ. I would have gotten another spikes up, and then I would have got my Cut Stat Berry off, and I got 3 layers of spikes, or even 1 explosion off. And now another Earthquake is gonna be taking me out. So if I got 3 layers of spikes, you guys are gonna see how much that would have helped me later in this match. Stealth Rock, so 3 layers of spikes would have helped me so much in this match. I'm saying that right now. So I decided to bring out my Slowbro, and I should have gone for Ice Beam first turn, to be honest. I really thought I was going to switch out, but I ended up going for my Slack Off over here as he goes for the Toxic. So I was kind of alright with that. I know my Chansey's weakened, and I was wondering if I was going to be able to get a chance to start healing up my Pokemon with my Chansey and going for that Heal Bell. So my Slowbro is not looking too good right here. He's poisoned, and just not a good time for Slowbro. He's gonna go for Protect, unfortunate, and I'm gonna just go for the Ice Beam. I reveal it right there, so he's not gonna stay in. I know that now, and I go for the Scald the next turn, because anything that wants to come in can potentially get burned, and he does go out into Mystic the Umbreon, and this thing is not gonna get burned, unfortunately. He probably has Heal Bell anyway, so probably would have not mattered too much. So I go for the Scald, and the Scald is not going to burn, as I just said earlier. And yeah, he's just getting them leftovers health back, and I'm going to decide to switch on my Chansey. I'm like, I really need to start getting a Heal Bell off. I need to really start healing up these Pokemon. I'm not looking in a good position right here. I've already had one of really good Pokemon of mine faint, which was Mamoswine. So unfortunately, he actually doesn't have any way to get rid of that 1 spike I got and that Stealth Rocks, because he doesn't have any Defogger. So I switched on a Chansey. He goes for the Taunt, which really sucks. And I should just switch out again right here, because I'm going to go for the Seismic Toss, because it's the only move I can go for. And he's going to be able to switch out into that Garchomp, get some more Rough Skin Rocky Helmet on me, and that really, really just sucks for me. Chansey's looking in a really bad position right over here, and yeah, I just feel like I was not playing too well at this point. Although I was kind of alright with it, because I knew my win conditions. I knew I saw a really good chance to win, especially because this Garchomp is so weak right now. My Aggron can really do some work, as well as that Superior. I know it can. So I'm expecting the Earthquake right here. I don't have many switch into this thing, and I decided maybe this is the best time to start sweeping with my Superior. And the speed goes up because of the Sticky Web, and I have Contrary, and he's just gonna go for the Dragon Tail. That kind of sucked. He got a lot of damage off on me. My Mega Slowbro is gonna come through. Now expecting him to go for Protect. He's already revealed it. and I'm just gonna go for the slack off because that's probably my best play. So he goes for protect, and next turn I'm just gonna take him out with a scald. I think he just lets himself go down, just for, like, you know, some toxic damage on me, I guess. So I'm just gonna stay in, get that slack off, and Alzheimer's is looking not in the best position right over here. He gets that EQ off, and Alzheimer's is still pretty hurt, pretty bad indeed. I take him out with the Scald, which is really good for me. Now my Aggron can just wreck his team if it gets a head smash off. And I need to really start setting up Trick Room. To be honest, right over here, I should have sacked off Slowbro as quick as possible just to get a Trick Room up, because I could have just swept right here now. Unfortunately, he's going to go out in here into his thing right over here, this Galvantula. I'm just going to go on to my Chansey. He only has one more Life Orb hit, and if I got more spikes off on his side of the field, his Galvantula will be dead right now. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? But no, I'm going to go on to my Chansey, and I know I can live a hit unless he gets a crit. Unless he gets a crit. You know, 2 crits. I don't get any crits. I'm just saying, it's alright. It's not that big of a deal. He's going to be able to take himself out with Life Orb. Anyway, he could have revenge killed me with something like that Diggersby, but if he did, you'd be taking some more spikes damage and potentially some more Life Orb damage if he did that. So that would have been nice if Chansey could live that just so he could get some more damage off. And I'm just going to go out into my Superior. I know how to speed everything. I know he's probably not going to go on to his Clefable just yet, just because if I don't go on to my Superior, he really needs that Clefable for my Superior. So I'm just going to go for the Leaf Storm. He's going to go on his Clefable, and I guess that is his designated switch in for my Superior. So my Superior is looking in a pretty decent position right here. I'm going to go for the Leaf Storm, and I'm going to get some more leftovers, recovery back. And next year I'm going to go for the Taunt as he tries to T-Wave me, and that's really good that I decided to run Taunt on this thing. Really good for me. And yeah, we're just gonna wait for the battle to catch up a little bit, I guess. Yeah, there I go for the taunt, and he's gonna go for the T-Wave. So now he might have Fire Blast right here, but Fire Blast is only gonna be doing about 50%. To be honest, right here I should have switched just in case he had Fire Blast out into my Aggron. He actually doesn't have Fire Blast, so I do stay in. I really should have switched out though, just in case. I go for Leech Seed, and that Leech Seed mattered so much actually, because you see this Moonblast. If I go for a Leech Seed right over here, right over then, I would have gotten some more health back. I would have been able to live another Moonblast, gone for another 2 Leaf Storms, and this Clefable would be dead. Once I missed this Leech Seed over here, I really should have not sacked off my Superior like this right over here. I should just switch out into my Aggron right away, because I knew it could take a Moonblast. I don't know what I was thinking. I should just switch out an Aggron. Unfortunately, I just sacked off my Superior right there. It really kind of sucked, but it's just what happened. And unfortunately, actually, even though he could have revenge killed me with his Diggersby, I would have switched out. I would have not let myself get taken out by that Diggersby, and especially if I got those spikes up on the side of the field, his Diggersby would be about like 40% after this. So that's that would have it would have been great if I got my spikes off. But I'm just gonna go for the Head Smasher over here, taking the Clefable out, and yeah, he just decided to get up rocks, and I can't do nothing about it. He's going to go out into his Diggersby and kind of just clean me up right here, because I only have Aggron, an almost dead Fortress, and a almost dead Slowbro, Mega Slowbro. So nothing can really take a hit. I'm just going to have to I'm just going to sack out my Fortress. I was really kind of keeping it there just in case I can get that Custap Berry Explosion off eventually, but it's not going to be able to happen, unfortunately. I could have actually probably saved it. I don't know if I was in range of Custap Berry right there. Could have potentially saved it and just switched in and got an explosion off at some point. Maybe I could have done that. But my Alzheimer's is going to come through right over here, and he's gonna have to take a U-turn now, because if I was max defense bold, he could have actually not been able to take me out with the Earthquake. So he went for the U-turn just to be able to for sure take me out with that super effective hit. He told me after the game that's why he went for the U-turn right here, and that's actually going to help me quite a bit, because I'm going to now be able to go out into my Aggron, my Choice Banded Aggron, as he goes down his Victini. And I know this thing is probably not Choice Banded. The only hardest thing he could hit me would be Brick Break, and he actually can't take me out with that Brick Break just because Aggron is a defensive beast. So Aggron's right over here, and he is going to drop his speed. Doesn't matter too much. He actually goes for the Brick Break, and as you can see, he definitely is Life Orb. He's not going to be able to take me out, unfortunately. Even if he is banded, it looks like it would have been like a roll to take me out. But I'm going to take him out, get another kill on Ipa, and this is my last Poke right here, so he can just revenge kill me with the Diggersby, and you're going to see how low he is with Diggersby. If I got spikes off, this Diggersby would be dead, which is kind of crazy. You're going to see right here, especially after he took that Life Orb hit, this Life Orb hit right here. So if I got the spikes off, I'm just saying, or if I didn't miss my Leech Seed, I mean, it's not that big of a deal as Pokemon. So Ice Steel is going to go down, and I lose this match 2-0, which is really unfortunate. So when we're talking about the playoffs, I went from a -8 differential to a -10 differential. So I'm pretty sure to make it a playoffs, I have to surpass Ash, which is going to be very difficult. He is at a -1 differential, and he hasn't actually had his match for this week just yet. So once he has his match for this week, we're going to see what differential he is at and how this week affected me in terms of getting a playoff. So my differential did go down, unfortunately. I really wanted to get a win right there. But, you know, Anaconda, you got to miss your Leech Seed. Really? Really, Anaconda? I'm so upset with you, man. So upset. Don't give me that sass. Don't do it. But that's going to be it for week 10 of the MPL. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a really fun battle between me and Ipa, and that's gonna be it. I hope I see you guys for week 11. See ya.